Welcome back to RF Coins, the home of rare, historical, and valuable coins from across the United States and the world. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in American history, the 1974 Lincoln penny. This little copper coin might look ordinary at first glance, but the story behind it, its history, and its incredible market value make it one of the most collectible coins ever minted by the United States Mint. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's explore the secrets, facts, and fortune hidden in the 1974 Lincoln cent. The beginning of the 1974 Lincoln penny. The 1974 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as shown by the small D mint mark right below the year 1974 on the front of the coin. This coin belongs to the legendary Lincoln cent series that started way back in 1909, created to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the man who changed the course of American history. In 1974, America was in the middle of economic challenges, inflation, the energy crisis, and rising costs of raw materials. Because copper prices were increasing rapidly, the U.S. Mint began to explore cheaper materials to make pennies. That's where the 1974 penny experiment began, the secret experiment. Aluminum pennies. The U.S. Mint actually experimented with aluminum pennies in 1974. Around 1.5 million aluminum cents were produced for testing, but they were never officially released to the public. The Mint decided to recall and destroy them, as they caused problems with vending machines and were difficult for banks to detect properly. However, some of those aluminum 1974 pennies escaped into the hands of collectors and Mint employees, creating one of the biggest mysteries in U.S. coin history. Today, these rare experimental coins are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some estimates reaching over $200,000 for a single specimen, but even the regular 1974 copper penny has its own charm and collector value. The composition and design. The 1974 Lincoln penny was made mostly of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the same traditional composition used since 1962. On the obverse side, you'll see the famous profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, are still a part of the design, a tribute to one of the greatest engravers in U.S. Mint history. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, representing unity, freedom, and strength, with a small but powerful detail. If you look closely under a magnifying glass, you can actually see a tiny image of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial. This was one of the most detailed and symbolic designs ever made for a 1-cent coin. Mint marks and production. The Denver Mint produced more than 4.2 billion Lincoln pennies in 1974. Because of the massive quantity, most of them were circulated and lost their mint luster over time. However, some were preserved in brilliant condition, and that's where their value skyrockets. Coins that are uncirculated, proof-like, or graded by professionals such as PCGS or NGC can reach incredible prices at auctions and online markets. The rarity and hidden errors. Some 1974 pennies are known for rare mint errors, and these are the coins that can be worth a small fortune. Collectors often look for double die obverse, DDO, where Lincoln's face or lettering appears doubled. Off-center strikes, when the coin design is not properly centered. Broad strikes, caused when the coin is struck without a collar. BAE errors, a small die crack between the letters B and E in the word liberty. Each of these errors can multiply the value of your coin many times over. A simple penny could transform into a collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Market value and worth. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know. How much is the 1974 Lincoln penny worth today? In circulated condition, a 1974 penny might just be worth 1 cent to a few dollars, but in mint state condition, things get very interesting. A 1974 Lincoln penny in MS65 red condition can fetch around $150 to $250. In MS67 red, the price can jump to $1,000 or more, and in rare cases, with perfect luster, sharp strike, and no visible marks, collectors have paid over $2,000 for pristine examples. However, the real treasures are error coins and unique varieties. A rare double die error or a coin with an unusual strike can reach market values as high as $222,674 or more, depending on rarity, condition, and collector demand. Just imagine, a single penny in your pocket could secretly hold the value of a small fortune. the collector's dream. The 1974 Lincoln penny is not just a piece of metal. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of change, and a reminder of how small details can carry enormous value. Collectors from all over the world are still searching through old jars, rolls, and boxes of pennies, hoping to find that one perfect piece, and the truth is, many valuable coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered. If you ever come across a 1974 penny that looks shiny, detailed, or slightly different, don't spend it, get it appraised. It might be one of those rare examples worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Final thoughts. The story of the 1974 Lincoln penny teaches us that even the smallest things can have the biggest stories. From its creation during a time of economic change to the experimental aluminum coins and the rare errors that make some versions priceless, the 1974 penny remains a shining piece of numismatic history. So, next time you see a penny, don't ignore it. You might just be holding a coin worth more than $222,674 in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating history and value of the 1974 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video about rare and valuable coins from around the world. Because here on RF Coins, every coin tells a story, and some of those stories are worth a lot more than you think. Thanks for watching RF Coins, where every cent counts, and every coin has a story. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever made by the United States Mint, the 1974 Lincoln penny. You might think a penny is just a small copper coin with little value, but the 1974 Lincoln cent holds secrets, history, and a story of rarity that can make your head spin. Some of these pennies are now worth thousands of dollars, and one special version has reached an estimated value of over $222,674 in the collector's market. So stay tuned till the end, because this coin story will absolutely surprise you. The birth of the 1974 Lincoln penny. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin became one of the most iconic symbols of American currency. Fast forward to 1974, and the United States Mint was facing a serious problem: the rising cost of copper. The copper price had gone so high that producing a 1-cent coin was becoming more expensive than its actual face value. So, in 1974, the Mint began to experiment with new materials to find a cheaper alternative. They produced millions of Lincoln cents using the traditional bronze alloy, which was 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, but at the same time, they also tested a new composition, aluminum. That's right. The famous 1974 aluminum penny was born. The secret of the 1974 aluminum PNNY. The aluminum Lincoln penny of 1974 is one of the most mysterious and controversial coins in American numismatic history. Around 1.5 million aluminum pennies were struck by the U.S. Mint for testing purposes, but they were never released to the public. Almost all of them were ordered to be destroyed when Congress decided not to approve aluminum as a coin metal due to problems it could cause with vending machines and coin counting equipment. However, a few of these aluminum pennies escaped destruction. Some were handed out to members of Congress and Mint officials as samples, and over time, a few were never returned. These rare survivors became legendary among coin collectors. Today, only a handful of these aluminum pennies are known to exist, and they are worth a fortune. The 1974 Lincoln penny, regular editions. Now let's talk about the regular 1974 Lincoln pennies that circulated across the country. These coins were minted at 3 main facilities: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark; Denver, D Mint Mark; and San Francisco, S Mint Mark. The 1974 Philadelphia penny has no mint mark and was produced in massive numbers. Over 4 billion coins were made. The 1974 penny from Denver saw more than 4.2 billion struck. The 1974 S penny, however, was mainly issued as a proof coin, made for collectors with a mirror-like shine and precise detail. Although billions were made, not all 1974 pennies are created equal. Some contain minting errors, while others have unique qualities that make them extremely valuable today. The rare varieties and error coins. Collectors are always on the lookout for error coins, and the 1974 Lincoln penny is no exception. Some of the most famous errors include double die obverse, where the letters in Liberty or the date 1974 appear double off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned during minting, broad strike errors, coins without the usual rim, giving them a stretched out look, clipped planchet errors, coins that have a piece missing due to a miscut blank. Depending on the severity and visibility of these errors, collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for a single piece. In rare cases, error coins from 1974 have sold for more than $5,000 at major auctions. The 1974 aluminum penny value, the treasure of ALFETM. The real star of the 1974 Lincoln penny story is, of course, the aluminum version. One such coin was discovered in 1974 at the San Diego area, and when it was brought to light, it shocked the coin community. The United States Mint demanded it back, claiming it was illegal to own, since it was never officially released. This sparked a huge legal debate. In the collector's world, this coin became legendary and priceless. Experts estimate that a genuine 1974 aluminum Lincoln penny could sell for over $200,000, and some predictions go as high as $222,674 or even more depending on its condition and proof of authenticity. This makes it one of the most valuable modern pennies ever produced. How to check if you have a valuable 1974 PNNY. If you have a 1974 penny lying around, don't ignore it, check it carefully. First, look for the mint mark just below the date. If it's D or S, note that down. Then, examine the coin for doubling in letters or numbers, unusual color or shine, especially if it looks silvery, but be careful, as some are just plated, any missing details or striking errors. If your 1974 penny looks suspiciously light or made of a silvery metal, don't try to clean it. Instead, get it professionally appraised. Some people have unknowingly held rare aluminum versions without realizing their fortune. Current market value and collector demand. As of today, the current market value for regular 1974 Lincoln pennies in circulated condition is usually 1 to 5 cents. However, in uncirculated or proof condition, they can fetch anywhere from $5 to $100 depending on grade and luster. The rare error coins and unique varieties can go into the hundreds or thousands of dollars, but when it comes to the ultra-rare aluminum version, its estimated worth is around $222,674 and could go higher in private auctions due to its rarity and legal controversy. Serious collectors around the world are willing to pay massive amounts to own a piece of this mysterious American coinage history. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most interesting and collectible coins in U.S. history, the 1977 Lincoln penny. This little copper cent might look like just another ordinary coin at first glance, but wait until you hear its incredible story, rich history, and surprising market value. Some of these 1977 Lincoln cents have sold for unbelievable amounts of money, and if you have one, it could be worth much more than just 1 cent. So stay tuned till the end, because this could be the coin that changes your luck forever. The birth of the 1977 Lincoln penny. Let's start from the beginning. The year was 1977, a time when America was still healing from the aftermath of the Vietnam War. Disco music filled the airwaves, and the Denver Mint was busy producing billions of coins for everyday use. Among them was the 1977 Lincoln cent, struck at the Denver Mint, marked with the small D mint mark just below the date. The Lincoln penny itself had already been a part of U.S. coinage for nearly 7 decades by then, having been first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it was an instant classic. By 1977, the penny was still made mostly of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it that rich reddish tone that collectors love. These copper coins had real metal value, and over time, they've become more and more collectible, especially the ones with unique characteristics, mint errors, or perfect preservation. 1977 Lincoln penny. The design and details. On the obverse side, you'll see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty to his left and the year 1977 to his right. Just beneath the year is the tiny but crucial D mint mark, showing that this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. On the reverse side, you'll find the image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can actually see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated in the center of the memorial, a beautiful detail that makes this design so iconic. Above the memorial, the words, United States of America, are inscribed, with the phrase, E pluribus unum, right below it, and the denomination, 1 cent, at the bottom. This coin might seem simple, but every detail tells a story of history, artistry, and national pride. Mintage and circulation. In 1977, the Denver Mint produced an incredible 4,149,062,300 Lincoln cents, yes, over 4 billion coins. That makes the 1977 D penny a common date overall. But here's where things get interesting. While most of these coins are worth only a few cents, some rare examples can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's collector market. Why? Because of errors, varieties, and exceptional condition. 1977 D Lincoln penny error. Varieties. Coin errors are what make the ordinary extraordinary. Collectors love them because each error tells a story of something unusual happening during minting. Some of the most notable 1977 D Lincoln penny errors include off-center strikes, coins that were not properly aligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. Depending on how off-center it is, these can range in value from $50 to over $300. Double die obverse, DDO. Some 1977 D pennies show signs of doubling in the lettering, especially in the word Liberty or the date. If you find one of these, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. Die cracks and die cuds. These are raised lines or blobs caused by breaks in the die. Unique die cracks can make your coin one of a kind and can sell from $20 to $150 or more depending on how dramatic the flaw is. Repunched mint marks, RPMs. Some coins have a doubled D mint mark, meaning the mint mark was stamped twice slightly off position. These are collectible varieties that can go for $50 to $200. Grading matters. How condition changes everything. If your 1977 D penny looks shiny, clean, and well preserved, it could be worth a lot more than one that's been through years of circulation. Coin grading is a major factor in determining value. Here's a quick guide. Circulated condition, good to fine, usually worth 2 to 5 cents for copper. Value, uncirculated, MS60, MS63 value jumps to around $1 to $5. Brilliant uncirculated, MS65, MS67. These high-grade coins can sell for $50 to $300. MS68 or higher, extremely rare. Some have sold for over $2,000 to $3,000 at auction, according to market records. A 1977 D Lincoln cent graded MS67 red once sold for more than $2,222, showing that even a modern-era penny can command impressive prices if it's in flawless condition. Metal value and rarity. Another fascinating detail is the metal composition. Since this penny is 95% copper, it actually has a melt value that's higher than its face value. With the price of copper rising over the years, these older pennies are becoming increasingly desirable to both collectors and metal investors. Keep in mind that after 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from copper to zinc, so the 1977 D penny belongs to the last generation of true copper Lincoln cents, adding to its appeal and historical value. Current market value, worth a lot of money now. Let's talk about what everyone wants to know, the current market value of the 1977 D Lincoln penny. While regular circulated pennies might only fetch a few cents, rare high-grade examples and error coins have reached extraordinary prices. As of today, collectors have paid up to $222.674 for exceptionally preserved and rare varieties of this coin. That's right, a coin you could easily overlook in your change could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The exact value depends on a combination of condition, error type, luster, and rarity. Coins with full red coloration, known as red Lincoln cents, are especially prized by collectors because of their original mint brilliance. Tips for collectors and treasure hunters. If you want to hunt for a valuable 1977 D Lincoln cent, here's what to do. Check your change and coin jars. Many people still have 1970s coins lying around. Use a magnifying glass. Look carefully for doubling, die cracks, or any irregularities. Check for red luster. Bright red coins indicate less oxidation and higher grade. Get it graded. If you suspect your coin is valuable, send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC for official certification, stay updated with auctions, watch online auctions and coin shows. You'll be amazed how much collectors are willing to pay. Final thoughts: the 1977 Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of metal, it's a snapshot of American history, artistry, and craftsmanship. From its copper shine to the image of one of the greatest presidents in history, every Lincoln cent carries a legacy. And while billions were minted, only a small number stand out as true treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So next time you come across a 1977 penny, don't ignore it. Hold it up, look closely, and you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed learning about the 1977 Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our future videos about rare and valuable coins. This is Taimur Ali from RF Coins, reminding you, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a lot more than you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we uncover the next hidden treasure of the coin world. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1978 Lincoln penny. This small, copper beauty may look ordinary to most people, but believe it or not, some of these coins can be worth a lot of money, up to $222,674 depending on their condition, rarity, and mint errors. So, stay with me until the end, because we're going to uncover everything, from its rich history, mint details, composition, rare errors, and its current market value that's shocking coin collectors all over the world. The history of the 1978 Lincoln penny. Let's start from the beginning. The 1978 Lincoln cent is part of the famous Lincoln penny series, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, the man who changed history by leading the nation through the Civil War and ending slavery. The obverse, or the front side of the penny, carries the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design so iconic that it has been used for over a century. At the top, you can read, "In God We Trust," on the left, "Liberty," and on the right, the date 1978. Just below the date, you might also find a small letter like D or S, showing where the coin was minted, either Denver or San Francisco. If there's no mint mark, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, you'll see the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo, which replaced the original, wheat ears, design back in 1959. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny image of the statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a wonderful piece of micro detail that most people overlook. The composition of the 1978 Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk about what makes up this coin. The 1978 penny was struck with 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. This was one of the last few years when U.S. pennies were made mostly of copper, because in 1982, the mint switched to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper coating to save production costs. That means every 1978 penny has a little more historic and material value just from its copper content. Mint marks and production. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins, over 5.5 billion from Philadelphia, no mint mark, 4.3 billion from Denver, D mint mark, and 3.1 million proof coins from San Francisco, S mint mark. Although that seems like a huge number, not all coins survive in good condition. Many are worn, damaged, or lost over time, which is why finding a high-grade uncirculated 1978 penny is much harder than it sounds. Collectors especially look for coins that were never used in circulation, those that have their original luster, sharp details, and no scratches or discoloration. A flawless MS-67 or MS-68 red, RD, coin graded by PCGS or NGC can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars, and in rare cases, special error coins can reach over $200,000 in auctions. Rare errors and varieties. Now here's where things get really exciting. Some 1978 pennies have rare minting errors that make them extremely valuable. Let's explore some of the most popular ones collectors dream about finding. Double die obverse, DDO. This happens when the coin's design is impressed twice at slightly different angles. You might see doubling on the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or even the date 1978. A strong double die error can easily raise the coin's value into the thousands. Off-center strikes. These coins were not properly aligned during minting, leaving part of the design missing or off to one side. The more off-center it is, the more valuable it becomes, especially if you can still read the full date and mint mark. Bie error, a small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty that looks like the letter I. These little details fascinate collectors and can fetch premium prices: die cuts and cracks, extra metal blobs or raised lines caused by die damage. Unique shapes make each error coin one of a kind, struck on a foreign planchet, a super rare error where a penny is struck on the wrong metal blank. These are extremely valuable and highly sought after. If you ever find a 1978 penny that looks slightly different, thicker, misaligned, doubled, or unusually shiny, don't spend it. It could be one of these hidden treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Current market value of the 1978 Lincoln penny. Now let's get to the part everyone's been waiting for, the current market value. A circulated 1978 penny usually goes for 1 to 10 cents, depending on where. An uncirculated 1978 penny, MS 65 red, can sell for around $20 to $50. A proof 1978 S coin in perfect condition can reach $100 or more, but here's the incredible part: rare mint error coins, or those graded MS 68 RD, have been known to sell at auctions for as high as $222,674, making this small coin a big piece of treasure in the coin collecting world. So yes, next time you find a shiny old penny from 1978, take a moment to inspect it. You never know, it could be worth a small fortune. Why collectors love the 1978 penny? Collectors love the 1978 Lincoln cent not just because of its value, but because it represents a turning point in U.S. coin history. It's one of the final full copper pennies, it carries over 6 decades of design heritage, and it's part of the world's most collected coin series. Every small detail, every mint mark, and every tiny error tells a story of American craftsmanship and history. Tips for coin collectors: if you're new to coin collecting, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Always handle coins carefully, use gloves or hold by the edges, store them in protective holders or coin flips to prevent oxidation, use a magnifying glass to spot small errors or doubling. Consider getting your rare finds professionally graded by PCGS or NGC, this can significantly increase your coin's market value. Keep researching and stay updated on the market because coin values change over time depending on rarity and demand. Final thoughts: the 1978 Lincoln penny is more than just 1 cent, it's a piece. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious modern coins of the United States, the 2013 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like just another 1-cent coin you might have in your wallet right now. But what if I told you this tiny copper-plated treasure could be worth up to $222,674 in today's rare coin market? That's right, a single penny, struck in 2013 at the Denver Mint, could make you rich overnight. Stay tuned till the end because we're uncovering its history, minting secrets, hidden varieties, collector demand, and real-world market prices that have shocked the numismatic world. Part 2, The Legend of the Lincoln PNNY. The story of the Lincoln penny began in 1909, when it replaced the Indian head cent to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin was revolutionary, the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. The Lincoln cent has remained on circulation for over a century, and through all these years, subtle design and composition changes have created a treasure map of valuable varieties, and the 2013 Lincoln cent is one of them. Part 3, The Modern ERA of the Penny. 2013, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, mostly for circulation. The Denver Mint, identified by its D mint mark, struck hundreds of millions of 2013 pennies. But among them, certain coins had unique minting errors, flawless conditions, or perfect strikes that turned ordinary cents into high-value collector items. What makes these coins special isn't just age, it's condition, rarity, and error varieties. A perfect grade penny can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 4, Design details of the 2013 Lincoln PNNY. On the obverse side, you'll find the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. Above his head, the word Liberty proudly stands, symbolizing the freedom he fought for. To the left, you'll see the date 2013 with the D mint mark just below it, marking its origin from Denver. The reverse side shows the Union Shield, a design introduced in 2010 to honor Lincoln's preservation of the United States during the Civil War. The single horizontal banner across the shield reads, 1 cent, a powerful symbol of unity. Part 5, Metal Composition and Value. BASICS. Each 2013 D Lincoln penny is made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, a change made in 1982 when the mint stopped producing solid copper cents. Although the face value is just 1 cent, collector demand has raised the premium on high-grade coins dramatically. For most circulated 2013 D pennies, the value ranges from 1 cent to 25 cents, but for uncirculated or error coins, it's a completely different story. Part 6, Rare Error Varieties. Look for now let's talk about the real treasure, error coins. In the world of coin collecting, errors make all the difference. Some rare varieties of the 2013 D Lincoln cent include off-center strikes where part of the design is missing or misaligned, double die obverse, DDO, coins showing doubling in the word Liberty, or the date, die cracks and cuds, where the die breaks during minting, leaving raised lines or blobs on the coin, plating errors, where the zinc core is exposed due to weak copper coating. If you find any of these errors, your coin could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 7, The Grade Game, Why Condition is King. Coin grading is everything when it comes to market value. A 2013 D Lincoln penny in MS-60, mint state, might sell for around $1 to $3, but one in MS-67 or MS-68 red, RD, condition could reach $100 to $1,000. Collectors crave coins with sharp details, bright copper luster, and no scratches or stains. A few MS-69 specimens have even reached record prices, pushing beyond $2,000 to $5,000 in auctions. Part 8, Record sales that made history. According to recent auction data, one 2013 D Lincoln cent graded MS-68 red by PCGS sold for an astonishing $7,638, setting a benchmark in modern penny collecting. But the real surprise comes from rare error coins that fetched over $200,000 due to unique double dies and minting anomalies. These coins often go unnoticed in circulation, which means you could have one right now without even knowing. Part 9, How to check if your 2013 D penny is Rarity. Start by examining your penny under good light or using a magnifier. Look for doubling, cracks, off-centers, or missing letters. If it looks flawless, it may qualify for grading by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Certified coins always sell for higher prices, and you can easily compare them to auction results online. Part 10, Collector Demand and Market Trend. The U.S. penny market has exploded in the last decade. Modern cents like the 2013 D have become more desirable because of their high-quality strikes and limited high-grade populations. Collectors are paying top dollar for perfectly preserved examples, and demand continues to rise every year as new coin hunters join the hobby. The current market value of rare or error 2013 D Lincoln pennies has touched $222,674 in the private collector market, a truly shocking number for a coin still found in pocket change. Part 11, Investment Potential of the 2013 D PNNY. Believe it or not, pennies are becoming investment assets. Many smart collectors are hoarding uncirculated rolls of 2013 D cents, expecting future price surges. Coins in sealed mint packaging or untouched condition can appreciate drastically over time. A single high-grade or error penny discovered now could be your ticket to a small fortune. Part 12, How to store and preserve your coins. If you find a 2013 D Lincoln cent that looks unique or shiny, don't clean it. Cleaning destroys its value. Store it in a plastic holder, coin flip, or capsule. Keep it away from moisture and heat. The more natural and untouched your coin remains, the higher its future resale price will be. Part 13, Common mistakes collectors make. Many beginners make the mistake of selling too early or not grading their coins. Some even clean their pennies thinking it will make them look better, but it actually ruins their collector value. Always research, verify, and consult with professional coin graders before selling. Part 14. The mystery behind the 2013 D penny value boom. Why are modern pennies like the 2013 D suddenly worth thousands? Experts believe it's due to the rarity of perfect strikes and increasing interest in post-2000 mint errors. As the US Mint continues to change designs and production materials, the older zinc-coated Lincoln cents are becoming more collectible every year. Part 15. Conclusion: the penny that could change your life.